Back when I got divorced, I genuinely thought my life was over. And I think part of the reason I had such a hard time leaving is because it wasn't my first divorce. If you don't know, I got married for the first time when I was 18. I had my oldest son at 19. I had just joined the military, and that marriage was fucking horrible. That man beat the shit out of me. He gave me chlamydia 3 times while I was pregnant, and eventually he abandoned Joshua and I. So when I met my second husband, I really thought, okay, this is it. This is my chance to finally have the family and the happily ever after I've always wanted. And for a really long time, we were happy. We were married for 13 years. We had 3 kids. We built a life together. But our marriage had also been over for a long time before either one of us was willing to actually admit it. And I think one of the things that kept me there longer than I should have stayed was my own fucking ego, because I didn't want to admit that I had gotten it wrong again. I would literally tell myself, well, at least he doesn't hit me, as if the bar for a good marriage was simply this one isn't as bad as the first one. And eventually, I had to admit that just because something isn't the worst thing you've ever survived doesn't mean it's good for you. I started thinking about my kids. I didn't want my daughter growing up thinking this was what love looked like. And I didn't want my sons growing up thinking this was how a husband and wife were supposed to treat each other. And one day, I was just fucking done. Not dramatic done, not I'm leaving and coming back 3 days later done, just done. So I left. And when I left, I was willing to start over with basically nothing, because peace had finally become more valuable to me than proving I could make that marriage work. And I think that's probably why I'm so intentional about the way my home feels now, because I grew up in chaos. My childhood was chaotic, my early adulthood was chaotic, and for a really long time, chaos felt so normal to me that I didn't even realize how much of my life I had built around surviving it. I don't want that for my kids. So every Wednesday before they come home from their dad's house, I do this. I clean the house. I make their beds. I put their laundry away. I make sure their favorite snacks are here, and I make a dinner I know that they'll actually fucking eat. We basically treat Wednesday like a jet lag day. They're coming from another house, another routine, another set of expectations, and I don't expect them to walk through my door and immediately be on. They can have an attitude. They can disappear into their rooms. They can lay in bed. They can decompress. There really aren't many expectations that first night, because I can't control every environment my kids will ever be in. I can't protect them from every hard thing they're going to experience, and I definitely cannot give them a perfect childhood, but I can make damn sure that they know what it feels like to walk through a door and exhale. I can give them a home that feels safe, predictable, and peaceful. And maybe that's such a big deal to me because I spent so much of my own life wishing somebody would have created that kind of place for me. So now I get to create it for them. And if I'm being completely fucking honest, I think somewhere along the way, I created it for myself too.